Hello, welcome to Radical Change. We don't often have the courage or even the support to make radical changes. When life's not going well, whether it's a relationship, whether it's financial, whether it's our body, we don't know where our next steps are. We don't often go for radical change. Often the changes and the choices we make are just to shift around circumstances. It might be to change a partner, move a job, or even just change what we're eating. But that's not what radical change is about. That's not really going to make a difference. It might make a difference in the short term. We might feel better for a short while, but we never really feel better when we change the circumstances, because the circumstances aren't the cause. And radical change gets back to what really is the underlying cause of experiencing any upset, anxiousness, fear, anxiety in any moment. We want to change that. And that's where the Miracle Choice game comes in. It's a beautiful little box, but don't underestimate its power, because the purpose of the game is to realize that our thoughts we have about ourselves or anyone else is really the cause of our upset. It's not what the other person is doing, but how we're choosing to see the situation, how we're choosing to perceive anything around us, including ourselves. What thoughts and judgments do we have about ourselves? And it doesn't just leave you there, because the name of the game is Miracle Choice. So when we realize our thoughts are the cause of our experience in any moment, we want to realize as well, and very quickly, that we can change our thoughts, that we have a choice of thoughts. And ultimately, the game brings you back to realizing there's only two thoughts. One's an unloving thought, a choice for fear, a choice for attack. You can use lots of words to describe it. Those are thoughts that are fearful. Or we can choose loving thoughts. We can use peaceful thoughts, joyful thoughts. And so it really comes back to a choice between fear and love. And of course you might say, well, it can't be that simple, but let's have a look. You open the box, and the first surprise you probably get is that there's a dice in the box. And the dice makes it into a game. Also, what makes it into a game is the fact that you just choose at random any card from one of the 7 packs. And this brings into the element of a game, because it's not that you'll choose a random card. It won't be that you'll choose a random number on the dice when you roll it. It'll mean that the number that comes and the card that picks is just perfect for you to get insights into what's really going on inside. Because there's a lovely little instruction booklet, and it encourages you to start off with what situation do you need clarity about: relationships, money, health, career, next steps, whatever it is you want to bring to the game. But the game never leaves you there. It just uses that situation to bring you back inside your mind and see what radical change is needed on that level. For example, one of the body cards in the game says, I'm really miserable because my body is uncomfortable, wrong weight, ill, and there's a blank. And in that blank space, you just put in whatever issue you're having with your body at that moment in the game. And if you get this card, it tells you that's what you think is going on, but then it's radical. In the Miracle Choice bit of the card, the second bit, it says, I am miserable when I choose unloving thoughts about my body. So it's nothing to do with the body. It's what's happening inside, what thoughts you're choosing, that's a result of being miserable in any moment. You know, say, that's too radical for me. And the game takes you gently through it. You build up various cards as you play. I'm not going into the details of playing the game. I'm just giving you a sample of what this game contains, what this game can do to radically change your life. And in the game, there's some cards, just one pack, it's a choice pack, and it is the last card in the game. And it's a quotation from A Course in Miracles. The rest of the cards are created purposely for the game, but I'll just read out one quotation. And this is really summing up the essence of the game. And it says, each day, each hour, every instant, I am choosing what I want to look upon, the sounds I want to hear, the witnesses to what I want to be true for me. and that's from a workbook in A Course in Miracles. But do we believe that? We're not really aware, are we, that we're choosing every instant, every moment of the day. We have a choice. We think that our choices are something that maybe happened in the past and we're living out the consequences of those now. And to some extent we are, but we're choosing to relive the past in this moment. And I realized that I was choosing to live the past, a past choice. And that past choice was something I made when I was very young. In fact, it was one of my earliest memories. I was only 4 years and 2 days old. And I remember the date exactly because I was coming back from my holidays with my parents in the car, along with my brother and sister. My parents were in the front, and they switched on the radio as we were coming back from the Republic of Ireland back into Northern Ireland, where I grew up, in a city called Londonderry. And we just got into the city. My mother put on the radio, and the announcement was that the British Army were moving troops into Northern Ireland, and specifically into Londonderry that very day. The police had kind of lost control over the situation, and the British Army were being called in. And I just remembered in that moment sensing my mum was very fearful, anxious and worried. My dad was probably less affected by the news, but in that moment I made an inner choice to be fearful, to think that fear is out there, to think that the world out there is fearful. And of course that choice made an enormous impact. And when I was growing up, when I was at school, the experiences I had were often seeing violence, well, maybe sometimes seeing violence outside. And I always experienced that as fearful because I didn't ever look at that choice that I made back then when I was 4 years and 2 days old and change it in this present moment. I just kept reliving it. So that meant often when I was meeting new people, I was a bit fearful. When I was faced with different challenges I'd never come across, I didn't change my inner choice. I tried very hard. I tried to be really good at something, so therefore I wasn't so fearful. I tried to build up experience. I tried to put myself maybe in lots of different situations so that maybe I could handle myself in any situation because I'd seen so many of them. But all that was motivated by fear, until I realized there's choices I'm making right now in this moment, and they may be choices that I'm repeating in this moment that I made in the past. And sometimes we're not aware of those choices. And so therefore the game is really powerful because it lets you see into your unconscious, and you'll uncover as you play the game choices you weren't aware of. And so I think that's a real gift. I think that's the miracle bit of the game, is that you realize that you need to go back inside. And the miracle is you realize you've made a choice, an unloving choice in many situations. And that unloving choice you can change. But first of all, you have to realize that you're making that choice. And then you have to realize that, of course, there's another one to make. So it's a loving game. It's a gentle game, even though it's radical, even though it can change your life. So this is one of a set of 3 videos. You don't have to watch them all, and you don't have to watch them in any order. The next one is called Getting Over Being Nice. And the last one is Choose to Really Live. So hopefully you'll join me in the other videos. But if not, you can go immediately now to the Miracle Choice Game website. And it's miraclechoicegame.com. And there you can sign up to get newsletters, and you can buy the game. You can pre-order the game, even though the Miracle Choice Pocket Game is not being launched until the middle of March. But you can buy it now, and I promise it'll change your life. It'll allow you to have radical change. And if you don't have that experience, then you can get your money back. Please write to me and say, well, these cards I picked up from the game, this experience I had playing the game, didn't radically change my life, didn't radically allow me to see what I was thinking and what choices I was making. If it doesn't do that for you, please let me know. Thank you, and goodbye.